Hey guys, it's CarGuy11. How's everybody doing tonight? Welcome to another CarGuy11 Live. This is the third one. I'm trying to do this weekly, Wednesdays at 9 p.m. Eastern. So definitely try to tune in if you can live. If not, you can also listen to this on playback. And it's also available on iTunes podcasts. Just search for Car Guy 11 and you can hear it back in your car, at work, wherever you would like. So, yeah, as you join in, definitely say hi in the chat. And as people are waiting, I'm going to talk about a few stories today. Actually, two on the Corvette, which is great because you guys love talking about Corvettes. And I also was going to talk a little bit about my last video on my Jeep. So you Jeep fans out there, definitely stay tuned for that. But as we wait for people to join in, I did want to let people know I created a Teespring store on Teespring. The link is on my homepage on YouTube and also in the description of the videos. But if anyone is interested, I just created some basic designs with the CarGuy11 logo, and it's pretty cool because it's not like branded YouTube or anything like that. It's just real basic. So if you go to a car show wearing these, people think you're a car guy. And I've worn my shirts, and people always say, "Oh, that's a cool shirt, car guy." So yeah, if anyone's interested, Christmas is right around the corner. So just wanted to let people know about that. But anyway, yeah, so let's go to the first news story. And last week, I talked about the C8 Corvette not showing up at the Detroit Auto Show in January, which was very disappointing. And actually, Chevy's not going to have a press conference at all, which is very surprising. But one glimmer of hope I have and had, maybe before this next story, is Chevy had a separate private conference the night before the show for the Silverado last year. So they didn't have a press conference during the show. They had their own separate private event. So I was kind of thinking maybe they're going to do something like that this year to introduce the Corvette. But now some other stories have developed. It's probably not going to happen with that either. So the story, let me bring it up here. Uh, Basically, they're saying the C8 Corvette itself is delayed over 6 months over an electrical issue. Now, this is a little surprising to me that it wasn't designed to handle the loads of the C8. They're saying they used the parts bin electrical system, and then in testing they found out it couldn't handle it. I guess that is possible, but still, with all the computer power and the simulations available, it's very surprising that they did that, unless they added some other equipment and features that just wasn't part of the original plan. But yeah, it looks like now it's going to be a 6-month delay, which probably puts it at the end of 2019 for a 2020 model year release still. But there's a couple people on here. Zach Wilkinson. I'm thinking about ordering a C7 Z51 with museum delivery targeting April. However, I'm worried about the C8 halting C7 production. How late will C7 orders be accepted? From what I understand is it's still going to be a normal model year C7. So they're usually accepted until May of that year before the next model year gets released. So especially now with this article, I wouldn't worry too much about it. But yeah, I would, if you're wanting it for April, you're going to have to order very soon anyway. So right after the new year here, you probably want to put your order in. But we're going to get to the next story, and you might want to actually try to find one on the lot, or you're going to be fighting a price increase, which we're going to get to here shortly. CarGuy11, hi, thanks for joining us tonight. Do you think the delay of the new Corvette increases the interest? I guess yes. Any news report, any kind of good or bad news, when it gets into the media, it definitely gets more people interested, or more people hear about it and become interested. So yes, I don't think it's done. They did that to gain interest, but yeah, it certainly does help that. But anyway, I don't know, if you guys have heard this or not, but what do you think about it? I guess they definitely want to get it right, so they're not going to rush it. And you know, this is the first mid-engine car that they've built, and they're going to be under intense scrutiny to get it right. So it's good if they delayed it for reasons that quality reasons. So, but anyway, so yes, the next story I want to talk about is regarding the C7 Corvette. And like I was saying, they increased the price of the 2019 Corvettes. And this is kind of surprising because they're not really selling that well at this point. So what it is, for any orders after December 17th, which obviously it's after that at this point, yes, there is a price bump. And I know 2019 was a long model year. It started way back last winter. So maybe they're getting their price increase in for 2019 now. But as you can see here, the price increases are pretty hefty. Starting with the Stingray Coupes, not horrible at $405, and the convertibles went up $905. But look at the Z06 and the ZR1. $1,400 for the Z06 Coupe, $1,900 for the convertible. That's pretty hefty. And this isn't including any extra equipment, as far as I know. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I haven't heard any of these increases include any extra standard equipment. So yeah, that's kind of hefty. I mean, ZR1's already very high priced, and another $2,000 and $2,500 for the convertible. Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot. So I'm not sure, why they're doing this at this point. Like I said, the C7 isn't selling very well right now, towards the end of its model year, or lifespan. So yeah, that's kind of surprising. Some people are saying it's to push people to buy the C7 now, the ones that are in dealer lots, because there's a lot on a dealer lot, and get them sold, and then they're going to put more discounts on these 2019s later before the C8 comes out. So, I don't know. What do you guys think? Philip Magnano, I will understand the price for the automatic transmission also went up. Yes, that is correct. And the price for the auto went from $1,725 to $1,995. So another increase there. And of course, most Corvettes are sold with the automatic transmission. So yeah, again, it's pretty surprising to me, but like I said, maybe they're just gearing up for more more discounts later in the model year before the C8 comes out. Zach says mag suspension. I guess you're asking if you should get it in your C7. I would recommend it for sure, especially if you're getting a Z51. And you did say you are ordering a C7 Z51. Yeah, I really like it. It is a big difference from tour to track. And if you've seen any of my cross-country trip videos, you saw I got the MagRide update, which if you get it new, you'll already have that. But my 2016 did not have that. So I got that update before my trip, and it was a godsend. I mean, it made it very comfortable. The touring ride over 7,700 miles I did on that cross country trip. So I would highly recommend it. And then of course, if you're going to track it, the track setting is awesome. And then if you're doing spirited roads, back roads, Sport is great for that because it still has some compliance if you're hitting some bumps, but it tightens up the suspension. So I really would recommend it. And then if you step up to the Grand Sport, that would come standard on that as well. So, you know, if that might be an option too, if you're looking. But I like if you're getting the C7 Z51, you might not want that wide body. So, you know, there's your choice there. But anyway, you can't really go wrong. But if you're going to do any of those kind of spirited drives, definitely the MagRide's worth it. Dave says, "Hey, dude, I have your twin car, but auto." Okay. That's cool. Yep. Mine's the Laguna Blue 2016. Last year they made the Laguna Blue, almost like my shirt. and with the black accents, all the black wheels, black calipers, black badges. Zach says, oh, Dave says, totally agree on the MagRide. And then Zach says, yeah, I'm looking to drive northbound on PCH from LA to San Fran. Oh, awesome. Yeah, I went from north to south. So yeah, that's going to be a great drive. And definitely try to do the canyon roads in LA, like Angeles Crest and stuff like that. That was even more fun for me than PCH because PCH is rather slow. There's a lot of traffic and stuff, although the views are gorgeous. So, but yeah, that'll be great. Yeah, you might as well get the MagRide. It's reliable. I haven't had any issues with the MagRide, and it'll make almost, well, 3 cars in one. So you'll get the comfortable ride and you'll get the track ride when you want it. So would definitely recommend that. But anyway, I'm not sure what's going on with the C8 as far as new news. I haven't heard too much. Just Zach says, will the MagRide price also go up? I did not hear. The only thing they're listing is the automatic transmission going up and then the base price is going up. So, and Dave says, so I'm just outside of Aliquippa, west of Pitt. Can you chat on noobs for Pitt Raceway? Oh, sure. Oh, you're real close to Pitt Race. I go there very often in the summer. I definitely recommend taking your Corvette there. Now, the first time you go, if you've never been on track, I would recommend taking their HPDE class, which is an instructor that goes with you. He shows you the lines of the track and gives you all kinds of tips. I would, definitely do that first, and then you can do these. That's a little bit more expensive. The track night in Americas are rather inexpensive, and you get a lot of track time, but there's no instruction there. Now they do have a novice group that does like parade laps and stuff like that, but you're not going to get the in-car instruction. So if for just starting out, I definitely would recommend an instructor first, and then you can do things on your own. But Pitt Race is awesome. It's a great track, especially the full track. huge elevation changes. It's just a really fun track. So Zach says manual trans all the way. Yes, especially in the C7, I recommend the manual because it's a great shifting transmission, and the 8-speed is not the quickest shifting. I've heard, and it's not like a dual clutch. So definitely recommend a manual if you can drive a manual. Dave says, so I'm into the instructional course, but what do we need as far as clothes and helmet? Okay, for the helmet, you're going to need a Snell rated helmet, and it's 2015 is the current standard. I believe they'll take a 2010. Like every 5 years, they update the standard. So I think it's the last 2 standards. But you want to check whatever race group you're with, what year they recommend. So, or what year they'll accept. So 2015, if you buying one now, it'll be a 2015 Snell rated. As far as clothes, they're pretty lax pit race, but this is actually a funny story. The shirt I have on now, it's from the National Corvette Museum, the National Corvette Motorsports Park. So on my cross-country trip, I went to LS Fest and went to a track day at NCM Motorsports. Well, that group there, I don't know if it's an NCM policy or just the LS Fest group, they required long sleeves and long shirts, and I didn't have a long sleeve, so I had to buy the shirt, long sleeve shirt, at the store, and then I had jeans, luckily, that were long pants. But normally, most tracks aren't too strict, but it definitely depends on the place you go. So you want to make sure before you get there, or at least bring a long sleeve shirt, long sleeve pants with you in the car, so you have it. Dave says auto's faster. Yes, you're gonna beat us at the drag strip for sure. Auto's always faster. Zach says, not really interested in faster, just most fun. Not really interested in faster, just most fun. Yeah, manuals, of course, are more involved, more fun, but yeah, they're not as fast for sure. Okay, good to know. Dave says, can we go there to watch and learn? Yes, you can go to any event. They'll let spectators come in, and they also have viewing on the buildings. There's balconies and stuff you can watch, and I think there's bleachers also to watch the southern portion of the track. So yeah, definitely go up there. I did before I went on the first time. Yeah, it's pretty cool, and you'll get to talk to many people in the pits or in the just park there, and you'll learn a lot. They'll tell you a lot, maybe too much information, but oh, one thing I should tell you though, on the Corvettes, I believe the 2019s do come with .4 brake fluid, but anything else comes with .3 brake fluid, and you really should change that to the .4. Just for safety. You're gonna really use your brakes on track, especially pit race has, you know, some big declines and high speed. You know, I can get up to over 130 on the straights. So, and that's with the Stingray. If you have a 06, you're going to go faster. So, but all right, looks like that's all for Corvette. I did want to talk a little bit about my last video, if you guys saw it, about the Jeep Cherokee Trailhawk. Real quick, Dave said one more thing. Did you change your fluid first off? I didn't change the first off, but I did change it pretty quick. I think I might have done one with the .3. I can't honestly remember, but I changed it pretty quick to the .4, and I didn't do it. I took it to the dealer. I had the dealer change it just because they have the pumps and everything, just to make it a very good change. But you can certainly do it yourself as well. So And I also ended up going to the track pads. And I have videos on all this stuff. If you look on my playlist, I have a track playlist as well. Dave asked, did you install the brake cooling fins? I did, actually. I have a video on that, but I since got the front rotors replaced under their TSB, which changes the design. You don't need the cooling fins anymore. So I'm not sure what year. Oh, you have a 2016, I guess, if you're saying it's a mirror of mine. So you know what? I don't know if yours is still under warranty. It may. Go in and take it and ask. Just tell them your front brake rotors are warped or pulsing or whatever, and they'll replace them. They'll there's a TSP for them. They'll give you brand new front rotors and rears as well if they're the old design. Mine were the new design on the rear, but the old design on the front. So Dave says he has a Z51 also. Okay. Mine has 3,100 miles. Okay, yeah, you're probably still under warranty, as you have to look at the years now because 3-year warranty. But yeah, you're probably. I'm out because I got an early 2016. I got mine in 2015, so my bumper to bumper warranty is over. But yeah, if you still have under warranty, go ahead before it expires. Get new front rotors. I know you only have don't have that many miles, but tell them, hey, it's pulsing a little bit. They might still replace them because there is a TSB for them. So, but anyway, guys, back to the Jeep. If anyone watched that video, if anybody wants to talk about Jeep stuff, feel free. But yeah, it was pretty crazy. I had all kinds of issues. It turned out to be pretty major. Basically, the transfer case went, which is the front PTU, and in that process, they also replaced. They said I needed a new drive shaft because it was binding up, and which I'm not totally sure about that. I didn't feel any kind of issues, but and then I finally had a wheel bearing, which I originally thought was a problem just because of the sound, the front wheel bearing. But let me just tell you what happened as far as the first thing that happened, the first thing I noticed was noise from the wheel bearing, which I thought we took a trip, came back from a trip, and I heard, that bearing airplane noise, and I was like, oh great, bearing wheel bearing went out. So I left it go a week or two, and I was like, let me see. I was trying different things to hear if it got worse or better with 4-wheel drive or whatever. So I was like, let me try putting it in 4-wheel drive low. So I hit the button to go in, would not switch in, would not do it. Had it in neutral, tried rocking it a little bit, would not go into 4 low. So I was like, uh-oh, this is a problem then. This is something's wrong. So I did make an appointment then with the dealer and told him my issues. And then while I was waiting to get to the appointment, another couple days went by and I got the service 4-wheel drive message on the dash. And I was like, oh boy, now this is a really big issue. And it turns out it was, the light was on when I got to the dealer and I had them plug it in before I turned it off because I wanted them to see that warning. And yeah, sure enough, they said, yeah, it's something wrong. And so they had to order all those parts. Took a couple weeks actually. And that's why I was in the limited with the 2019s, the V6. So I got to experience that at least and try that out. But which is it's nice. It's still a nice vehicle. Like I said, if you like that updated styling, it's probably an good thing and an improvement for a lot of people. But it at this point, it's kind of, getting a little older, that vehicle. So I'd like to see a true refresh. Wasn't much of a refresh, just the styling basically. Of course, they added that four-cylinder turbo engine, which I test drove my brother's. My brother got that engine, and yeah, it does well with the turbo. I mean, there's a lot of torque there. So definitely check out those videos if you haven't. Um, if you're into the Jeeps. So I'm probably going to end it here, though. Geez, it already went 25 minutes. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I want to wish all of you a Merry Christmas. I am probably going to still have one next week. We'll see how the week goes, but I don't see why not. We'll see what kind of news there is. Maybe there's not too much news, but maybe we can just talk about other things. So anyway, guys, stay tuned. There will be a new video, scheduled video on Saturday at 9 a.m. Like normal. That will be also on a Jeep. And like I said, stay tuned next Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern for another CarGuy11 live. All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed this one. Definitely comment below if you're watching on replay, and we can talk about more things next week. And hope you have a good week. All right, take care, guys. Bye-bye.